The older I get, the more I realize that guys lie a lot and they lie even more to girls. I thought about this video idea because I was at the gym and this girl walks in and this guy starts talking about how he is a fitness trainer, how he is this old boxer who used to box. He's like 25 and 0. And I'm literally here listening to this entire conversation. And I'm like, wow, I don't think anything that he said in the past 8 sentences has been true remotely, but this girl is just eating it up. She's eating it up, saying how he's a boxer, how he's a fitness trainer. And then I watched him exchange socials, and I'm like, dang, is it really that easy? Do you just have to tell a girl everything that she wants to hear just to create this masculine image? Because he's clearly lying. He was out of shape. He had a gut like he was almost pregnant, but he is a retired fitness influencer and he's getting back into it for X, Y, and Z reasons. I didn't believe any of it, but she obviously did. And so then I thought about this video because I'm trying to, talk consistently about things that doesn't really get a lot of perspective. And guys lie a lot. Guys lie a lot. I've unfortunately encountered a lot of pathological liars, and most of them are guys. And as a guy myself who has a lot of guy friends, sometimes they just say stuff. And I'm thinking, what are we doing? We're just saying shit. Why are we just saying shit? And I really thought about this a lot. I started writing it down because I'm writing down my thoughts every single day of just random things that happen throughout the day so I can maybe turn into a video or maybe try to give some people some point of direction, or I don't know. We just been writing stuff down. And I think guys lie because women fall in love with what they hear and women wear makeup because men fall in love with what they see. This is a quote that I've heard a lot my entire life, and it just becomes more and more true. And I think it's very much so true because of a reward and punishment system that women give to men. See, if women valued honesty, if they valued true authenticity, then guys wouldn't lie so much. But the problem is, men get rewarded when they lie. Because women don't realize that guys will tell them anything that they possibly want to hear just so they can sleep with them. That is the objective, and it is completely just animalistic. It's very primitive, and women sometimes are very naive to that. They don't understand what a guy's true intentions are. And as you are a woman, the more you grow, obviously, the more you grow, the more you mature, the more you realize that most guys' intentions are just to get your attention so they can sleep with you. That's genuinely how it is. And so women are able to usually see through this, but when you're really young, you're not able to see through this. So everything that a guy tells you, it just sounds so like infantilizing. It just sounds really good. It makes you feel good. And the best way to obviously keep a woman interested in you is to not challenge her and to make her feel good. If you could just make her feel good emotionally, then you have her, right? And guys understand this. They understand the game, especially if they've been around the dating scene. So then they just end up just saying anything to just get the woman's attention. This is like the peacocking method. All right. I had this crazy incident when I was back in I was in LA. I met this couple, and this guy just could not stop lying. Just lies after lies after lies. And it's was to a point to where this is just rooted in insecurity. And then also um it's rooted in insecurity and also to keep the woman, like I said, happy. And it's terrible. It's just ridiculous. And then I went on and I watched more videos on this exact same topic, and this consensus just becomes more and more clear to me that if there is never a standard or if there's never a value on authenticity, then dudes will just say anything. They will just say shit. It's clearly they will just say anything. And I have friends like this. I see people in public, like I said at the gym, they're just saying fucking anything because they get rewarded that way. All right. And I hate this. This is why so many women end up with very low quality guys because I think this is definitely a generational problem. It only gets worse because social media makes a lot of people more secure, especially men. Men, I think, struggle from insecurity the absolute most because they are not born with value. Women, the older that they get, they understand that they have a value. They have the value of being a woman. They will always be desired because they are a woman. Men have to make themselves to a level to where they are accepted, to where they are loved, to where they are desired, to where they are valued, right? Women are born in value, men create their value. Guys understand this as they grow older. Women understand from their pubescent that they can get the attention of a lot of men. And not only those men, their fathers as well because they are desired. And that is a very, very powerful thing that women will either use, you know, it depends. A lot of women now I don't want to say a lot. Uh, too many women use that power to try to triumph over you. They will try to use that power and create a lot of really, really negative qualities again to their benefit out of complete selfishness. And that's why a lot of guys, they will say you don't want a woman that's too pretty, because if she knows how pretty that she is, then she'll use it against you. She'll have all these like crazy tendencies. She'll be spoiled because she's so used to getting everything that she wants. She's always been acknowledged. She's always been given so much love and attention because of that pretty privilege. And pretty privilege exists for both guys and girls, but nearly all girls can experience the pretty privilege, right? Um, and the only thing that actually counteracts that, because a lot of women have never been told no. A lot of women have been just lied to their entire lives by guys who just want to sleep with them and they never realize it. And so they never have true accountability. But I think the only thing that actually counteracts that is having male relationships that don't have interest in you, which is extremely rare, which you get that from your father and you get that from brothers, right? Father and brothers. You're just, and family members, uncles and stuff like that. Those will probably be the most honest men in your life because they have no exterior motive, right? They'll be a little nicer to you because you know you're a woman. Women are more emotional, which means you have to kind of sugarcoat things a little bit. But if you grew up with a dad that has a voice, a dad that has stability, it's one of the greatest things for a daughter, especially because dads will tell daughters the honest truth more than any person ever will because they know that they have that right. They're not looking for anything else, right? They don't need anything in return. They're just saying how they feel. And women without dads who go out into the dating world have never experienced being told no. They've never experienced what it's like to be rejected. So a lot of them end up crazy. So this is why guys are like, oh, I don't want a pretty girl because you can get a lot of really bad qualities if the home life isn't really that good. But yeah, it's really interesting. Especially because I view myself as a pretty honest person, right? I mean, like I said, we all lie, we all do things, but I could find myself becoming more dishonest because of how good behavior isn't rewarded. For me and everything that I've experienced with any of my friends, any relationship, mother, uncles, cousins, girlfriend, whatever, I always try to reward good behavior. It's something that I live by. It's something that I have deep inside of me, that integrity of saying that, okay, you told me the truth, even though it was extremely uncomfortable. I can't have a large reaction. I have to give you a little bit of grace because you're honest with me. And I value honesty a lot. And it's ironic because I was watching a video. They say that autistic people value honesty and integrity a lot higher than normal people. And I'm not gonna lie, the past 2 years, I'm like, dang, I may be autistic. I've been tested for autism. I'm like not even close to being autistic. I hang around a lot of autistic people all the time. And literally I think it just kind of rubs off my personality. But one thing that's really big for me is honesty. And how he described it in the video, he says autistic people typically will be over honest. They will over express themselves because most people, all right, if they're going to tell you the truth, they're going to tell you enough that will satisfy you. Okay. A lot of autistic people say enough to satisfy themselves, and I do that a lot. It is one of the most self-destructive things. Like someone will ask me, like, "Yo, what did you do on Saturday?" And I will go through like all the details for no reason. Or like someone will ask me about a situation. This just happened. Like I'll be asked about a situation. They did not want all the details, and I will volunteer all the details, all the information, because again, I'm a person that values honesty, integrity way too much, and it's usually to my downfall. And most 9 times out of 10, it's to my downfall. It's my downfall because you do not live in a society that values authenticity, true authenticity, and values honesty. So it's definitely made me reframe a lot. You know, I feel like a lot of times I have to overshare information. You don't have to overshare information, especially if your goal is to be a full woman, right? Because perception is everything. I think I understand women at a very high level, more than ever. Guys, girls, relationship dynamics, sociology. I feel like this is the most in tune I've been, the most inclined I've ever been. And women are emotional. Guys cannot accept that women are emotional. Guys are so afraid of women's emotions that they will lie. The older I get, again, the more I realize that emotions are just a part of femininity, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun a little bit. You know, you get the ups and downs, which are obviously annoying. You get things that you definitely don't like, but it's just like it's a journey. It's a process. It's something that makes them women, and it's kind of I don't know, it's just kind of fun. And then again, you get that opportunity to be the rock, the solid, the foundation. When you have a woman that has a lot of emotions, you also have a lot of energy, and that energy can be a lot of fun, right? Um, which definitely I'm not gonna like excuse it and say like women should just be able to do anything anytime they feel like it. Absolutely not. That's how you create societies where women don't take accountability. They don't take accountability. These bad traits go even worse, and no one is there to check them ever. So what happens is their whole perception becomes selfish, it becomes terrible. They become bad people and all that other stuff. But generally speaking, because I'm starting to ramble a little bit. Generally speaking, I said women will be very emotional, and guys will run away from that emotion, and they will add up a quick lie. So really the pattern here that just continues over and over and over again is that guys see that truth isn't rewarded. Women like what they want to hear. The truth that they want is the truth that they already have in their head. It's like asking an open-ended question and already having an answer expected. They do this in elementary school. That's like, okay, guys, what color is the train, right? Well, what color do you think the train is? That's how they say it. The train is clearly red. That is the only acceptable answer. But we're asking the questions if there's possibility of anything else, right? That's usually not how it is, right? So again, when I have a counter with women is you get asked a question, but there's a certain answer that they're looking for. And then when you know the answer that you're supposed to give, you typically give it, even if it's not the truth. I've had these experiences before in the past. Um, like I said, honesty has always been something I really, 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 really pride myself on. Um, but even like I said, I was in college for a little bit. This was like years ago, and this is when I was really trying to get active in the dating scene, kind of understand how this stuff works, understand women a little bit more. I went to college with this perspective of like, all right, I've never projected so much confidence. I'm going to take all these little notes. I'm going to put this in action in a brand new city. We're going to interact with people. We're going to make friends. We're going to build connections and all this stuff. It was a crazy time in my life. And I started to apply these principles of, again, telling a girl what she wants to hear, seeing how she responds to it. Start aura farming, see how she responds to it. Doing all these little things, and these aren't people that I necessarily date or did anything with, but again, it's seeing the patterns of what women respond to. And I will tell you, guys, girls, you got to tell them what they want to hear if you really want them. If you really want them. Now, for me personally, right, like I said, because I'm not a guy that's just saying anything, just making shit out my ass just so she can smell the farts, but it's definitely not okay. It's definitely not okay. Is it manipulative? I think it is manipulative, which is why, like I said, when I was in my relationship, I realized that if I'm super inauthentic, if I'm always lying all the time, if I'm always saying that what she wants to hear, I'm not being myself. And if I'm not being myself, I'm not satisfied. I think again, like I've reached a point to where, oh, if I want a girl, I can go get a girl. I know exactly what to say. I know exactly what to do. But if it doesn't align with who I am as a person, it's not satisfying. It doesn't mean anything. It's probably not going to go anywhere 99 out of 100 times if you are building a relationship based off of lies. And the happiest I've ever been, and the most committed that I've ever been, and the most in love I've ever been was the most vulnerable, honest version of myself. And that is extremely, extremely rare to find. Um, so yeah, there's definitely a food for thought. Like I said, I'm at the gym and this guy just keeps lying, and then it just makes me think of all of the pathological lies I know are guys. Why is it guys? Because guys are insecure. Also because women like to hear lies, and sometimes I think because women are smart. Okay, they're a lot smarter than they lead us on to believe. I think they know when a guy is lying. But it's a little bit of the confidence that's still like just a little bit of attractive. It's like a masculine thing, right? She may have this perspective that she really likes. She know it probably may not be true, but just because that's all she has to base that individual off of, still attractive. Still attractive. So yeah. And then this is the case as well as guys know when to slip in to a woman again to tell her exactly what she wants to hear. When a girl goes through a breakup, a lot of the time she's going to talk to a guy about the breakup, and then she's going to explain to the ex-boyfriend. She's going to talk about the ex-boyfriend and say, oh, he's bad like this, he did this, he did this, he did this. And the guy who she's talking to will be like, I can't believe he did that to you. You are so validated. You are so correct. He's a terrible person, and will agree with everything that she says because he has that ulterior motive. And in the girl's head, she thinks, wow, this is such a agreeable person. I can't believe how good she is, or how good he is, sorry. And then what happens later on down the line? The walls start to close in. He gets what he wants. Then those true personalities come out. So again, like I said, men lie a lot, but those relationships typically don't end very well. Um, so I say, guys, girls, message for girls first. Value honesty. Look for lies because guys lie a lot. They lie so much more than you could ever imagine. I'm watching my guy best friends. I'm telling you, I've been around a lot of people. They lie a lot. Okay. Guys lie amongst each other just to be competitive. They lie to girls so they have motives. So understand that they lie a lot. So literally dive deep, like interrogate if you have to. And the message for the guys, build a relationship off of honesty. Do it and you'll have the most fulfilling time ever. If she can accept you at your worst, then she deserves to be with you and you deserve to be with her. And if you think that these superficial relationships will mean anything or it's just okay to have fun, I really think you should just reevaluate who you are as a person and what you actually value. Because I myself, I value real, true authenticity. I value integrity, and it may be an autistic trait, but I think that mindset will lead me into something that's more fulfilling than a temporary talking stage. So yeah, that's all I got to say. It's a little hot out here. Hopefully I didn't sweat too much, but yeah, posting videos every day. Thanks. See you.